Hi, this is Venkat. In this video, I am going to show you how to configure the FortiGate firewall from initial stage. So we will boot the firewall for the first time and start configuring with the basic settings and get the web browser activated and get the internet access. So the firewall I'm using was the virtual machine, and you can download this firewall from the FortiGate website by creating an account. It is free for 30 days with the fee, with some certain features like next generation packet fill application filtering features. So you can use it for 30 days, and then once it is done, you have to upload the file, a license file. I'll upload the license to get activated again. So just keep that in mind and practice it. So I'm going to boot this firewall, and it takes like couple of minutes to boot the firewall up and run. And the default username password to log into this firewall for the first time is username is admin. There is no password, so just add the username as admin and hit the enter and the password, and it should log in. And so I have already set up my network, and this is a setup where I am trying to it's a basic small enterprise network setup, and there are 3 PCs with 2 networks. So if you see, I have 2 VLANs, and if you see the IP address assigning, I have one L3 interface that is pointed to the firewall. So I have 2 VLANs set up and assign those 2 VLANs to 3 machines. And currently, so this is how it is being set up, and the VLANs assigned to it are VLAN 3 is given to gig 0/3, and VLAN 4 is given to gig 0/1 and 0/2. And the switch I am using on this is Cisco IOS L2 switch. And the machines I am using are Ubuntu virtual machines. You can get them free. And this is the basic setup. I have connected another switch on the VLAN 3 to just make it as a, this switch is going to be an L3 switch that is going to take care of the routing part between the VLAN to VLAN. But if, where the firewall comes into picture is to filter the traffic that is going in onto the internet, and provide some security. So I think by this time the firewall should boot up, right? See, it is booted up. In the settings, okay, so as I said, it did boot up, and just like I said, type admin, and that's it. And you have to enter the password to before you proceed to the firewall. So I'm using admin as the password. I don't have to forget again. So now I'm in the firewall. By default, firewall does provide an IP address on the IND DHCP service on the port 1, and it may be a virtual or the physical firewall, but I want to change the DHCP service on that port 1 and assign a static IP. So to do that, the end command should save the configuration and exit. Just to verify, I'll show you what is that and what it intends for end and save the last configuration. So don't worry that if you are exiting from the interface configuration mode to the global mode, you did not save the configuration. So you don't have to worry about that. Whenever you type N, it should save the configuration. So now we did change the configuration on the port 1. My topology looks like this. The port 1 is connected to my PC loopback interface. So I'm going to open my browser, and I have already set my loopback interface to the 10.10.10 network, so it should get the access to the firewall. Now I'm using HTTP, so we got the access to the firewall. Now it asks us to create a specific host name. Use now we are on the firewall. So we have access to the firewall, and this is the basic graphical user interface you get once you log into the firewall for the first time. And all these are customizable. You can adjust what you need to, what you want to see on the dashboard. First thing is first we have to configure the interfaces. Configure the interface, go to network, select interfaces, click on port 1. You see I have already assigned the port 1 with the 10.10.1 network. So I'm going to configure the port 2, which is connecting to the internet. So I'm using DHCP service for that. Click edit. The role is undefined because I did not give any role for that interface. The role is nothing but a zone. I want to assign a DHCP service for this interface. Just click the DHCP and the administrative access is only ping. I don't want the device detection because I do not have any devices between the ISP and my firewall. So I do not have any outbound shaping profile, and this is an inside interface, so it do not provide you much crazy stuff. So this is the basic one. Click OK, and it did create. Let's do the same thing for the port 3, but on the port 3 I'm going to give a static IP. So see, I have gig 0 0/0 on 10.10.1.2 network, which means I have to make my firewall interface on 10.10.1.1. Administrative access, HTTPS, search, ping, MP, and these are the 4 things right now we can use. And you can enable DHCP server on this interface on this port, but I'm not going to do that right now. And security mode, we don't need that now for the interface, like sticky MAC address, the static MAC entries kind of stuff. So now everything looks good. Click OK. And OK, now we see on the port 2 we have IP address. It did receive an IP address from DHCP. So everything is looking on the line part. So we have configured the interfaces. Now we have to configure the routes. The reason I said route was we have created one of the there is a network that is not directly connected to the firewall, which means I have to create a route for that network. If any machine from that network is going through the firewall, it should have a route on that firewall. So I'm going to create a static route for the 10.10.2 network. So to create a static route, go to networks, routes, create a new, and specify the network that you want to route. Space going to be port 3, gateway, now we have a static route pointing to the 10.10.2 network, gateway 10.10.1.2, which is the switch. So we have created a static route for that mesh for that network, and now the next thing is we have to create policy. Create the policy. go to policy and objects, go to IPv4 policy, create a new policy, name, hello, web, and trust. Coming interface is port 3, outgoing interface port 1. Source, all, services, HTTP, TPS, and DNS. Okay. Now I have all. So now next thing is enable NAT. By default, NAT will be enabled, which is PAT. Now it is an PAT is been configured by default. So using outgoing interface address. I'll change this one. Trust. Now enable policy, enable this policy. In security events, the most important thing is logging. So you have to choose a perfect logging options to capture all the logs. So here I need all sessions, even though the policy, the traffic gets denied or allowed, I need the log to be captured, because during the troubleshooting we need every log that we can read and find the solution. So capture all the logs, that is recommended. Click OK. Now I have a policy that's pointing from port 3 to port 1. It. Okay, pointing from port 3 to port 2. So make sure you enable, if there is any switch connected behind the firewall, make sure you enable device detection. If not, it is not going to accept the routes from that device. So make sure you enable this and click OK. Now you have internet. So this is how we can set up basic FortiGate firewall. Keep up running. In the next coming videos, I will start showing you the more advanced features in the FortiGate firewall. And just to show you the logging activities, where we can see the logging activities of the policies, the most important thing on the firewall is the security policies. So we have to know how many hit counts or what the logging activity is going on with that particular policy. Then click on the policy, right click, filter, like show the matching logs, and you should see all the logging activities with this particular policy. So, and you can even add the filters with the type of IP, service, these many, date, time, destination, region, and everything. So this is how we can check the policy activity, or you can directly go to the forward traffic, and you should see all the logging activity, all the logs. And if you want, you can download the logs by clicking download, and it should open up. Traffic is the sniffing stuff. Events is where you have all the events captured that have been done on the firewall. Antivirus, web filtering, DNS query, application control, intrusion prevention, anomaly, and these all I will be showing you in the future videos. Log setting, how much you want to occupy the space on the hard disk for the logs, the threat weight, the email alert settings. You can enable the email alert if you have any high level threats. And routing monitor, you will have all the route lookup, and do the search. It should give you the route lookup. A DHCP monitor, I do not have any DHCP server enabled, so there is no activity in so as all these. So if you go to threat map, I did not set anything, so right now we do not have anything. But just to show you a high level, let's see what the FortiView shows. If you go to the source, you will have all the devices that is going through the FortiGate firewall. So it will capture the source IP, host, the machine IP, and then start capturing the activity of each IP address. See, this IP has been using bandwidth of 4.4 MB. Bandwidth rate is to 205.60 kbps. So this is how, this is a nice feature that you can see an individual activity on the FortiGate firewall. A small appliance providing you this many application features. What kind of port it is using, or what kind of services it is. Applications, websites. If you can see the websites when I add the the security profiles for that web filtering, then you can see on the FortiView what each host is accessing. The threat level is the same. Once you enable all the security profiles, you'll get the threat level feature analysis over here. Policies, you have policies, so it gives you the policies, which policy has been hit very high, which has been used a lot, the bandwidth or the hit counts, all the sessions. This is the high level view or the overall view of the FortiGate firewall, and this is just a introductory video, and I will show you in detail of each feature, how they work and how we can configure them on the FortiGate firewall. To my experience, FortiGate firewall is really easy to handle. It has a lot many features than you think, than you imagine, and it even does a really good job in doing them. So this is the high level view, and this is an introductory basic firewall configuration, and we will see more videos coming up with the detailed explanations of the other stuff. Thank you for watching. Take care. Bye bye. Signing off.